Hello everyone and welcome to my screencast for this unit. From the beginning of history, there has always been a socioeconomic or class divide among the population. Since the days when settlers first set foot on this land, there has been a divide. In the days of Christopher Columbus, the Europeans have been distinguished as superior to the Native Americans. Beginning in the 1500s, the Europeans brought people from Africa to work as slaves. In early American history, there were wealthy merchants and planters in the colonies. Today, we still experience classism in our societies. The website Jamestown Artifacts gives us a glimpse back in time and shows evidence of class divide. The silver ear picker on the left is worn around the neck and used to show status. The red-glazed English border-ware chamber pot on the right was not used by upper class. The division of the socioeconomic classes became even more prevalent in the 18th century. Alan Lott's essay, Class, as it appears in our Keywords for American Culture Studies text, comes to the conclusion that class and classification are dynamic processes, more the result than the cause of historical events, and subsequently that the U.S. cultural forms do not so much belong to a given class or class function as they become sites in which class struggles are fought out. The essay Class discusses how class plays an important role in the United States. Lott describes the sub-idea of the consciousness of class in the United States. This class consciousness has existed ever since the first settlers of early America, and has existed throughout American cultures of today. According to Lott, people of class meant people with money, from influential families. Lott also refers to class as a dynamic process that is a direct result of historic events. American people have accomplished and evolved a lot since the dark times of slavery. People of upper class had privilege, nice clothing, and better homes. Throughout history, clothing has been a way that the wealthy distinguished themselves from the rest of the population. In the 1800s, the wealthy would import trendy clothing from England. A dress like the one seen in the afternoon dress would be an example of the type of dress that will belong to a woman of the upper class. In 1800, the wealth owned by the top 10% was 4%, which grew to 60% in 1860, creating a greater gap in wealth between the upper and the lower classes. According to Lott, everything is influenced by class. Those of the upper class may encounter better opportunities when compared to those of the lower class. This causes a cycle where the people of the lower class stay in the lower class, while those of the higher class keep climbing. Some consider the birthplace of the American Industrial Revolution to have occurred in Lowell, Massachusetts. The town is named and attributed to its founding father and pioneer, Francis Cabot Lowell, who innovated the textile industry in America. Lowell built one of the first manufacturing companies and a booming mill town. Not only did these industries provide a wealth of jobs for all who seeked employment, it reshaped the landscape of the job market. Gone were the days of farming the land and tilling the soil. Now are the days of the factory workers and assembly systems. Before the Industrial Revolution, the population of Lowell was approximately 250 people, mainly consisting of farmers. At the peak, it was said to have a population of over 30,000. The early 1900s was known as the Progressive Era, which was a period of widespread social activism and political reform across the United States. In the 1920s, approximately half of the nation's wealth was in the hands of the 200 largest corporations. The economy became dominated by industry. The South became poorer due to its lack of industrialization. Wealth was transferred from farmers to industries. On Black Friday, October 29, 1929, the stock market crashed, which started the Great Depression. One of the causes was the huge inequality in the distribution of wealth. During this time, the rich accounted for a third of the wealth. By 1933, a quarter of the workforce was unemployed. The term middle class became frequently used after World War II. In the 1940s, the class expanded around this time due to an increase in education, prosperity, and white-collar jobs. With an increase in the number of white-collar work, there was a decrease in the number of blue-collar workers. During 1969 to 1997, the lowest income group saw a decrease in income from 4.1 to 30.6% per household, while the highest income group went up from 43 to 49%. By the 20th century, American history has experienced a social transformation with the creation of the blue-collar working class. This class structure has proven that citizens are able to climb the social ladder and live better lives. No class in history has ever risen faster than the blue-collar workers. As Lott explains, the blue-collar class gives people social mobility. After all, America is the land of opportunity.